Hi, I'm Tom from Wakefield Music Tuition. Today I want to talk about playing from memory and why it's such a useful skill. I'll explain how it changes the way you play and how to start doing it without the pressure. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are right now. This is the 7th video in a series where I talk about common challenges that music learners face. The tips aren't specific to any one instrument, but they're designed to be practical and to be encouraging. Whether you study music with me already or whether you've just found this video online, I hope there's something here you can use straight away. Let's dive in. Reading music or tabs is a great way to get started on your instrument. It tells you the notes to play and helps you get the results quickly. But at some point you want to be able to play without looking down. That's when you start building memory. If you rely on a page all the time, your playing can end up sounding mechanical. You're hitting the right notes, but there's no flow, there's no expression, more importantly, there's no confidence. Playing from memory means you know the music, you've internalised it. You're listening, reacting, and feeling it as you go. Think about the songs that have inspired you the most. You don't need sheet music to know them. You know the words, the hooks, the riffs and the grooves. That's exactly the kind of connection we want with every piece of music that you learn. This approach can be built early, but it's never too late to start. Whenever you begin working on a new song, start by looking at its structure. Identify the verses, the choruses, the repeating sections and any key changes. You don't need to be precise at first, just get a feel for the shape of it. Pick a small section that's maybe 4 bars long and work on just that. Play it a few times, then close your book. Hum it, tap it and play it from memory. Keep it simple. This gives your brain and fingers a tiny, manageable chunk to internalise without getting too overwhelmed. Once that section feels solid, add the next one. Repeat the process, slowly building the song piece by piece. Over time, the whole thing will stick, and the process becomes more about feeling the music rather than just following notes. It's very normal to make mistakes when you're learning music to play from memory. In fact, making mistakes is essential. You're testing your recall, your timing and your muscle memory. Every mistake shows you where you need to focus next. And there's no single right way to memorise music. Some people will hum, some will tap rhythms, some will visualise patterns on their instrument. The method doesn't really matter. However strange or quirky it might feel, just find what works for you. And keep experimenting, adapt and do what helps. Mistakes aren't failures, they're just feedback. Accept them, correct them and keep going. Over time, your memory gets stronger and your playing becomes more natural and expressive. Once you're playing from memory, it opens up space for everything else. Timing, dynamics, tone and expression. You can focus on how the music feels rather than constantly having to read a page. You start hearing little details like how a phrase flows and how chords connect, how rhythms breathe. These are the things that often get missed when you're staring at sheet music. Playing from memory will also build your confidence. You can start experimenting a bit, adding small variations or improvising lightly, or trying a different feel. The more you trust your ears and instincts, the more enjoyable playing becomes. Even if you still mess up occasionally, that's fine. Mistakes are part of learning. The more you play, the more your memory strengthens, and tricky sections that once held you back start to feel easy. Over time, playing from memory becomes second nature, and your interpretation of the music starts to feel personal. To make sure you really know a piece of music, play along with the recording or use a backing track. It helps you check your timing, your phrasing and your musicality. You'll spot sections where your memory slips, and that tells you exactly what you need to work on next. Recording yourself is also hugely valuable. Even a simple phone recording works fine. Listening back helps you notice things you might miss while you're playing, and it also shows your improvement over time. This can be motivating and help make your practice more effective. You should also challenge yourself occasionally. Mix up the sections of a song that you're learning and practice them in a different order. This keeps your memory flexible, tests that you know the parts thoroughly, and makes the song feel more like music you understand, not just notes that you've memorised. Doing this consistently will strengthen both memory and confidence. That's it for today. If you found this useful, subscribe for more practical playing tips. Leave a comment with your favourite ways to memorise music, or suggest a topic for a future video. If you'd like to find out more about my tuition or book lessons with me, you can visit the website. The link's in the description below. You'll find information about my lessons, availability, and how I help students build confidence and really know their music. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.